I stood at the edge of the wedding hall, the scent of roses and expensive perfume thick in the air. My sister looked radiant, the kind of beauty only money and attention could buy. Cameras followed her every move, laughter floated around her like confetti. And my parents, well, they orbited her like loyal planets. I whispered, "Congratulations." She didn't look at me, didn't even flinch. For a second, I thought she hadn't heard. But her smile faltered, just for a breath, before she turned away, her veil glinting under the lights as if mocking me. My mother pretended to be busy with the guests. My father avoided my eyes entirely. That was the moment I knew something was wrong. They'd told me to come early, to keep it simple, not to bring anyone, not to make a scene. I assumed it was about logistics. I was wrong. It was about exclusion. When I entered the hall, my name wasn't on the guest list. The coordinator blinked at me like I was a stranger. My seat card? Missing. My name? Not on the family table. It was as if I didn't exist. I stood there, watching my parents smile in family photos, introducing my sister to the groom's relatives. The perfect family portrait without the inconvenient sibling. Still, I smiled, sat quietly in the corner, pretended not to notice. But then I overheard it, a careless whisper from one of my aunts, the kind of gossip people say when they assume you're invisible. "Did you hear? Her parents told everyone she's difficult. They didn't want any drama, said she always ruins things." Difficult. That's what they called me for not staying silent when I found out where my sister's wedding money came from. From my account. 2 months earlier, I noticed a series of withdrawals. Small at first, but they grew. My father handled my trust fund, so I thought it was an error. But when I checked the statements, I saw the transfers, labeled family expense. Every family expense had my sister's name next to it. Designer dress, venue deposit, even the wedding photographer. When I confronted them, they called it borrowing. "She's getting married," my mother said, voice trembling with false guilt. "You're single, you don't need it now." I remember her tone, soft, manipulative. I didn't shout, I didn't argue, I just nodded, because that's when I understood something fundamental. Their loyalty had never been to fairness. It had always been to appearances. So I planned quietly. The next morning, I called the bank, reported the unauthorized transfers, provided the proof. Then I closed the trust account and redirected every remaining cent to my personal one. But that wasn't the revenge. That was just recovery. The revenge came in the form of silence. I didn't tell them what I did. I let them think they'd gotten away with it. Let them plan a wedding they couldn't afford anymore. My sister posted about her dream day. I watched her countdown online, every day closer to disaster, and said nothing. So when I stood at that wedding, I wasn't the victim anymore. I was the audience. I watched her twirl in her gown, unaware the payment for that venue had bounced 2 days ago. The florist's check too. The photographer's final invoice was due in an hour. And all of them had my number. I waited until after the ceremony, when everyone was busy taking photos. Then I left. Quietly, calmly. I walked out into the cold evening air, heels clicking against the marble, heart steady. I knew the storm would hit soon. It took exactly 58 minutes. First came my mother's call, then my father's, then my sister's. A string of missed calls, one after another, each more desperate than the last. Apparently, the vendors had shown up demanding payment before releasing the footage, the photos, even the bouquet arrangements. The venue threatened to cut power to the reception hall unless they settled the outstanding balance. The perfect wedding was collapsing in real time. I turned off my phone and smiled. They always underestimated silence, thought that power came from shouting, from confrontation. But no, real power is restraint. Let them feel ignored for once. Let them wonder where I was, why I didn't answer. Let them taste the isolation they'd served me with such ease. I imagined my sister, makeup running, veil torn, trying to explain to her in-laws that her own sister hacked her account, or some dramatic lie like that. I imagined my father trying to make calls he couldn't fix with charm. My mother crying, realizing her perfect family portrait had fractured beyond repair. I didn't attend the after-party. I didn't post a thing. Instead, I sat by the window of my apartment, the city glowing beneath me. Somewhere across town, their carefully crafted world was burning down in whispers and embarrassment. And me? I finally felt nothing. No rage, no sadness, just clarity. They built a life where I didn't exist, so I gave them a wedding without me. Financially, emotionally,